Hello, my fellow overcomers. I just wanted to say to all the people who are making thumbs down on my videos, it would be better if you leave me a comment and tell me why you're doing that, because then we can actually discuss it. So, because like if I made an error, sometimes these people do change the text of my my video notes, so when I go to read them, then I'm getting confused. So, you know, sometimes I make errors, and in that case we should discuss it. But if you have a different reason why you're thumbs downing my videos, we should talk about it and talk about scripture. You know, let's hash it out and debate it. Okay? I wanted to look at some images today concerning flags, and first one is the Isle of Man flag, which is this. It has 3 legs. I want to make sure that that image is coming through. This image has 3 legs. I hope you can see that. It's like 3 bent legs coming out of a central point. Okay? Now this is the Isle of Man flag, which is an offshore island off the coast of Great Britain. And it's very similar to this Nazi flag image. Okay, except that it has 3 spokes and not 4. But it basically represents the same thing. And the offshore islands off the coast of Great Britain are the nexus of their banking empire, their offshore banking empire. It's where they hide all their money. So, and then this is the recycling logo. Recycling logo. And then I wanted to compare that to the Trilateral Commission logo. It's almost identical. Okay? And this Trilateral Commission logo actually has 666 right in a circle. It's 6, 6, and 6 right there. And it's the same 666 that you can find on the Google logo. 3 spokes, 3 legs coming out of a central spoke, just like the Isle of Man flag. So these things are all part of the same Antichrist system. The Isle of Man flag represents their offshore banking empire where they hide their money. And the Google logo represents that part of their infrastructure. It's the snare of the fowler, where they're collecting all the information that everybody puts on the internet and through every one of their wicked devices, computers, cell phones, Alexas, and all other appliances which are being used to monitor and track everything people do and say. And if you break up Google into 2 words, it's actually Go Ogle, which is a reference to how they're watching everybody. And for the Bride of Christ, everything is stored and people's lives are manipulated so that they will be in compromising positions of sin, which later will be thrown back up in their face to try to humiliate them once they expose the persecution. But what I wanted to tell these people is that the more that you try to make it about me and whatever you have done to me, which I now know that, you know, throughout my whole life, it was you people behind the scenes orchestrating all of this. You just made it really more and more and more obvious. And now what you're doing to me makes it perfectly clear and you've been doing it to me all along. They can hijack any response in the body or mind. And, you know, they can take over your body and your mind to produce any sensation or effect whatsoever. And they also do transubstantiation of matter within their targeting program, including transubstantiation of bodily fluids and other matter. So think about the implications of that for a minute. They can give anybody any disease at any time. They can impregnate anybody at any time. You know, this kind of power is completely ungodly, and the more you guys attack me and try to make it seem like it's about me, the more I'm going to expose you. You know, this is laid out so clearly in the books that were removed from the Protestant Bibles. I talked about it in my last video, and in the Wisdom of Solomon, I'm going to do a more in-depth Bible study on the Wisdom of Solomon, because it lays out exactly what's going on with these people. It's a very clear illustration, not only of what they're doing, but of what will happen to them in the end. As for me, like I said, the more they attack me, the more it incites me to expose them for what they're doing, because I cannot let this stand. My conscience will not allow me to let this just stand, because they're going to attack me whether I expose them or not. You know, so when I stopped making videos for a month, they didn't stop attacking me. And what they do is they play good cop, bad cop in your mind. One minute they pretend to be God or angels, like telling you, oh, you've done enough, you don't need to make any more videos. And the next minute they're telling you, you know, we're going to slam you, we're going to expose you, we're going to blah, 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 blah. You know, but God laid this all out in His Bible, and you people are not going to win. You're not going to win this, because God is greater, and He saw everything that you would do now 6,000 years ago. So even though you think you have the angle on everything, including space and time, you know, God is greater always. You know? So if I were you, I'd be repenting now. Completely. But anyway, this Trilateral Commission 666, what it is it's a recycling. It represents the recycling of all information back into their demonically driven system. It's a combination of a demonically driven weapon system combined with artificial intelligence, which recycles all information back into its own structure of how it's trying to portray truth. And that's what I said. I was talking about this in Bible Codes a little bit, a video, 2 videos ago. And this was the infolding fire, or false chariots of judgment, that was shown in Ezekiel 1. And the reason you can tell that is because he said that Ezekiel saw the appearance of a likeness of the chariot, not the actual thing. It was already 2 degrees removed from the actual thing. So in Ezekiel 1, he's seeing the false chariots of judgment, which is this weapon system, Sin AI, a false Mount Sinai. Which is why, like I said before, God said that He is against this destroying mountain, which is a false Mount Sinai, in Jeremiah 51. So, the United States intelligence agencies brought over the Nazi scientists, which then formed CIA and NASA. They have been right in the forefront of all of the most deep parts of our government. And that's why we have this evil coming out of the United States and all of these evil sorceries and technologies. and this weapon system and persecuting those that they knew were meant to be the children of God. If they kill me, it'll be a murder for Christ. I'm going to do a Bible study on the book called The Wisdom of Solomon, which was removed from the Protestant Bibles. I think that's going to be my next project, so it lays it out all very clearly. Alright, but this is just a short video today, and that's it for today, so go in peace.